Succeeding in business requires that you have a first-rate temperament. We all have moments of passion and emotion, but it's critical not to let ourselves run away with such feelings. You may have seen this on television or increasingly in real life, some crazy and outright tragic reactions that some people have while driving. It's called road rage, and it's a common experience that many of us have witnessed in traffic. It's almost never a productive use of energy. Someone cuts you off, takes your parking spot, sends you a obscene gesture your way. Well, so what? Do you really need to lash out or react? Do you really have to give that person the satisfaction of provoking a reaction out of you? Road rage is just one symptom of overreactions that are prevalent in society today. I thought of this recently when a friend of mine paid me a very nice compliment. He was going through an extreme amount of stress in his personal and professional life. Had he faced this type of situation just a few years prior, he would have very likely reacted very negatively. The consequence personally and professionally could have made his life very difficult for some time to come in the future. And yet, that was the man he had become. He turned and calmly walked away. How had he accomplished this transition? Well, I was very humbled when he attributed it to me. He told me that watching me handle stressful business and personal situations over the past 20 years had helped him. I truly could not imagine a higher compliment. I'm pointing this out because almost daily, or certainly weekly, many of us come across situations that we need to handle. And usually, in almost every given situation, the best way is to remain calm, get through it, and then move on. Studies have shown that top performers are consistently more skilled at managing their emotions in times of stress. I know that it can be easier said than done to remain calm under intense pressure, but there are techniques for doing so that all of us can harness and benefit from. Stress is a normal emotion. It's part of how our brains are wired, but it is not healthy or productive to function under prolonged periods of it. In order to better harness your emotions, try to practice regular gratitude and appreciation for the things that you have in your life. It will help you reduce the stress hormones and help cultivate that attitude of improved mood and energy. Avoid dwelling on fantasy, whether rooted in the past or the future. By continually brooding on what might have been, you can create added stress for yourself that has no means of being relieved through the actions that you can control. These feelings have no productive outlet, so they only send our minds spinning down dark avenues. The time that you spend dwelling on these possibilities just keeps you from taking action that will calm you down and help you advance toward your goals. Along with the goal of mental resilience, you should stay positive. Now, it doesn't mean that you indulge in the unrealistic thinking, but adopting an optimistic bent will help your brain to self-select constructive thinking. This is obviously much easier to achieve when things are going well, but you can likely also hone in on something that's going well, even a small blessing, that will help keep you focused and energized for the longer journey in accomplishing your goals. You will also want to keep your stress levels in check by taking time to disconnect. Everyone needs a break, and working yourself to death is just a recipe for surefire burnout. Taking time to step away from work and even unplugging from your devices will help keep you calm. The ubiquity of today's technology and connections sustains the expectation that we should all be easily contactable, ready for work at any moment. You need to learn to push back against this culture expectation and carve out time for yourself if you want to be truly delivering your best work over a sustained period of time. This one may be controversial, but you should encourage taking breaks from the coffee breaks. Caffeine may feel like our savior when we're feeling sloggy, but it can also give you surges of adrenaline that will throw off your natural body rhythms. If you're tired or feeling drowsy, you may want to consider perking up by taking a walk or taking a drink of some water instead, or maybe doing some push-ups. Along with proper habits with caffeine, it's essential to get enough sleep in order to manage your stress. Almost any problem or challenge will seem far more doable in the morning after a proper night's rest. Sleep is a magical thing. It helps you recharge your batteries and subconsciously focus back in on what's most important to you. Resist the temptation to pull heroic all-nighters. You should view sleep as not something that takes away from accomplishing tasks, but an essential building block to a well-balanced life. You may or may not be entirely comfortable with the practice of meditating, but you surely can benefit from deep breathing exercises and taking time to feel your breath come in and out. It's a great habit to adopt for when you start feeling overwhelmed. Just shut the door and cast aside all distractions to focus in on how your body feels. Try counting until 20 and just focusing on your breathing during that interval. You'll feel like a new person afterwards and a calmer person. Also, reach out to your support network or your friends. Part of stress stems from feeling like you're alone. The truth is that we all face such challenging moments, so don't be afraid to reach out to others. Spend time with those in your life who help you feel calm and centered, moving away from those who only add anxiety and negativity to your daily experience. Also pay attention to how your surroundings affect your mood. Rooms with warm lighting and a lack of electronics will help you feel grounded and centered. Strive to be sure that your surroundings are conducive to not being filled with stress. The small things really add up to creating an environment that supports you. Now, all of these steps will help you to manage your stress levels and react rationally to minor setbacks that you encounter. It's inevitable that all of us are going to suffer from some traffic jams or paperwork or hassles to one point or another. But what determines the quality of your life is not the absence of inconvenience, but how you respond to the setbacks and challenges. By making a deliberate decision to remain calm and focused on the big picture, you can navigate life with more energy and less stress. If you want to learn more, go to my website, TonyNewmeyer.com, and register to receive free trainings, articles, and more. Also subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Facebook. And until next time, live prosperously.